When your pipeline is full, you're never desperate for a single deal. And the same thing applies to dating. Welcome to Love is Sandler. Today we're discussing how abundance in your life and your love can detach you from the outcome. Joining us today is Monica, one of our leaders here at Sandler. Welcome, Monica.
Hi, Juby. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to be a part of this.
Thanks so much. So let me jump in and ask you the first question. How has focusing on abundance shaped the way you approach both sales and dating?
That's a really, really good question. Honestly, I think a lot has changed in the past year, and a big shift has been mostly in mindset. Like coming up with the fact that there's enough for everyone, like just not coming up with it, but just really reminding yourself of there's enough for everyone. Like there's enough business for everyone to go around. There's enough people in this world to go around dating. And once you really internalize that mindset, which for me in my personal life, it was a lot of like daily affirmations, daily reflecting of like, okay, there is enough for everyone. Like I can be successful. I can have this relationship. I can have a thriving sales team regardless of how many offices, how many businesses there are going on in the world. So once you have that mindset, what has helped a lot is you get to come up to those meetings or those dates with such a different energy because you're no longer so attached to, oh, I gotta land this, or oh, this person has to be the love of my life. It just comes with, okay, let me just rock with my process. Let me just go ahead and have fun with it, because if this doesn't work out, then the next will. Or if this doesn't work out, then that means I'm just closer to what will.
Yeah, always have something lined up. You're back up, so you're never chasing or desperate. I love that. All right, next question. What are some strategies you've used to fill your pipeline, both personally and professionally?
When it comes to sales, we think of all the different ways we can fill the pipeline, whether that is cold calling, networking, LinkedIn, social selling, whatnot. You line up all of your activities and then you fill up your schedule. You time block, which is such a big thing that we do with our team, is you time block with all these different activities. So you know that you're not pouring all of your energy in one thing, but rather, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And as time goes by, I'm going to maximize where I'm getting more results, but I'm still, filling up throughout different things. So I don't
Yeah.
get really disappointed when something doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly in your personal life, what has worked for me is, okay, I filled up my bucket in different things. Like I have really wonderful friendships, really cool hobbies. I have my job, I have my family or whatever. That when it comes to dating, it's just another part of my bucket. It's not the
It's
whole
just another
thing.
bucket to work on,
Yeah.
just
So if,
focusing
if
strictly
it
on.
works, if
Yeah.
it doesn't work, it's okay because I
Hmm.
have other things to go back to. And similarly with sales, like, okay, these 2 hours of cold calling didn't really land me something. Okay, then that's okay. I'm going to spend 2 hours in LinkedIn. I'm going to go to this networker anyways. Like, and that doesn't mean that, you should keep doing things that are not going to land results, but it makes it easier to approach it with a different energy and a different, mindset.
Yeah. Always just having fun with it. That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. Next question. So, can you share a time when you felt overly attached to a single outcome, whether in sales or dating? What happened? What did you learn from it? What did you do?
Yes, 100%. It was one of our salespeople. He had this huge deal. Like it was like almost like life changing. Like we were like
Like a
really
monster
excited.
client?
Yeah, like it was like a whale
Hmm.
client, and we were just so excited for it. And every meeting he'd have, it was like, okay, then what's the next step? Okay, then what are we gonna do? Okay, how are we gonna build the solution? And we just got happy ears. We got so much happy ears. I didn't even sit down to question anything. I just heard
Hmm.
the amount that the deal had, and I
Yeah.
was yeah, like let's
Blinded by
close that.
dollar signs and
Basically. So
yeah.
um I didn't even like debrief as well as I should have the meetings with him. I didn't even think of the other possibilities of it not working out. What would happen if it didn't work out? Why wouldn't it work out? Or what are the different things that would qualify this person as a client? I didn't even go through that because I was just so excited about it. And then, at the last step, they went with competitors.
Hmm.
Um, and it just crushed us both. And
Yeah.
we literally had to sit down and be like, okay, what happened? What didn't we see? And then we just look back at the different meetings and we're like, it was pretty obvious that there were some questions we didn't ask because we got so excited. And then
Hmm.
obviously, when we lost that deal, the pipeline got super deflated. And it was very, discouraging. Like
Hmm.
it was really upsetting. But then that brought us back to like, okay, we can't really get caught up with this one deal or one person.
Yeah, you
Because
can't fall in love with the first whale.
yeah, like there has to be more, and there has to be more to rely on than just this one deal. That's why it's so important to fill up your pipeline with other things of, okay, if this doesn't work out, I still have a pull pipeline. I still have this one thing. And similarly, like with dating, okay, I met this amazing person and it didn't work out, then it's fine because I have other dates lined up or I have other things in my life lined up.
Hmm.
And also like seeing them for all that they are rather than what I would think they are or how
Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
I think they could be. So that was a really big learning moment for him and for myself. Like to not get so attached to the outcome and to also see the deal for what it was rather than what it could be. It really taught
Yeah.
us to like step back and be able to look at it objectively rather than, oh my God, I'm so excited.
Emotional.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
have this. When in
Hmm.
reality, we lost it and we're still here. We're still
Yeah,
here, we're
yeah.
still in business, we're still chasing other things and
Hmm.
closing other clients.
Yeah. It's like dating someone for like 5 months and you think you're in a relationship and going towards being a partner with them and they're just having fun. And you're
Yeah,
getting to that
and
age where you want to get a ring on that finger.
yeah, and it's like
It's,
versus if you keep it real from day one and you're
yeah.
trying to see things as objectively as possible, you can save yourself that disappointment or even leave before you get so
Yeah.
attached.
Clear communication and asking good questions.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, next question. In sales, having a full pipeline means you're not chasing every deal desperately. How do you apply that principle to dating?
Like I said previously, the biggest thing for me before even going out to dating, it was okay, what about my life? Like, how's my life looking? Why am I so caught up with wanting to date or wanting to have a relationship? And when I looked at the
Hmm.
different areas of my life, like whether it was friendships, hobbies, or whatnot, first of all, I realized I didn't even have a hobby. Like, I went out on this date and someone asked me, okay, what do you do for fun? And I was like,
Hang out with my family.
I had nothing. I had nothing to
Yeah.
say other than work and gym. And I realized that there was so much, like so many empty buckets that I was trying to fill with just a relationship. So I first started working on that. And it took months of figuring out, okay, what hobbies do I like? And what do I, what works, what doesn't work? And it meant like making the time and pushing myself to do things I didn't really feel like doing.
Hmm.
But once I filled those buckets where I filled up my friendships, like I built up beautiful friendships that were really fulfilling and made me feel really, really loved. And then I had these hobbies that I was looking forward to.
Hmm.
Then that made, okay, I can date now. And then it doesn't really, it doesn't really bother me whether this date works out or not. Actually, I had a date and it was the first time that I just had fun. I wasn't so stressed about, oh my God, is this
Yeah.
person gonna be the one? Is this person like, is this gonna lead to another date? I just had
Yeah.
fun, and it turned out I didn't like that person. It wasn't so kind
Yeah.
of them liking me. It was just like I had fun, but this isn't it, and I'm okay. Like I have other things to do.
Yeah.
And it's
You
so
also
funny 'cause-
become your most authentic self when you are just happy with your own life, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, and even like my mom was asking me like, oh, but why didn't you end up being friends? And I was like, I
I
haven't.
have friends.
I have friends. Like I don't have to go and get that. Like I already have all these things. And then
Yeah.
it made just jumping into the next date or like
Hmm.
joining dating events or the apps, whatever. It made
Yeah.
it so much
Blind dates.
because I didn't really care. I haven't done
Hmm.
that yet, but I tell my friends that I'd be
I
open.
haven't either. I don't think I want to.
Me neither.
We're out here. We're thriving. We're surviving. Okay. So, next question. What's one way listeners today can start building abundance, whether it's in prospecting or dating?
I think it goes back to mindset, and Carlos, our CEO, is a big one on this, and he keeps telling the team and his clients like journal, journal, journal. And while I journal from time to time, I think it's just finding your way of journaling, whether that is okay, I'm gonna, like, I listen to a 5-minute podcast every day at the beginning of my day, which is where I do like my reflection.
Hmm.
And maybe I don't write it down, but I say my affirmations out loud, or they say something and I'm like, hey, okay, how am I showing up for myself, or how am I showing up for others? Like consistently building the mindset of whether it is confidence, self-worth, being worthy of all these amazing things. I think that's where the shift happens. It's not
Hmm.
whether going out on a million blind dates or filling up your calendar with a bunch of meetings and appointments. If you don't have that mindset of everything's going to be fine whether this works out or not, or my
Hmm.
life is filled with beautiful things, or I am an I-10, like we say in Sandler, like my identity is at 100 regardless of how the outcome goes, then it's going to be fine. So my biggest suggestion is doing your version of journaling, whether that is, affirmations, actually journaling, talking to someone. When you're doing that consistent activity of shifting mindset, which takes a long time, by the way. When I first started listening to these reflections, I was like stressed listening, and I was like, sure, yeah, whatever. And it took months of being like, okay, going from whatever to I actually believe this. It took like 6 months of listening every single day and
Yeah.
writing, that I'm worthy of, or that I can achieve all these things. It takes time. And I think pushing through, that hurdle of I don't want to do this, or I don't really believe in this. Well, if you show up every day, eventually you will.
Yeah.
Eventually.
What's that a statistic? It's like 70 days to build a habit or something.
Yeah, it definitely does. And pushing through until you do get to believe it.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Monica. Your insights and experience in the dating world and sales world has really helped me, and I hope it helps all the listeners out there. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this. And it's my first podcast slash video to participate on. So I'm really excited that I was able to be a part of it and share a bit of my experience. Thank you.
Well, you did great. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Whether it's in sales or dating, abundance is about creating options and focusing on the process and not the outcome. We hope you enjoyed our first episode of Love is Sandler. We welcome you to check out our bio with goodies like crashing one of our upcoming workshops, getting a huge discount on our Sandler Summit coming in April, as well as a bunch of other resources. See you soon for the next episode. Bye.